Ah, I'm scared.
All right, so just want to say thank you for everyone for coming, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or to whatever your preference is. So in other words, welcome one, welcome all, welcome to the shit show. All right, so
I
today,
like it.
so tonight we got my buddy Stanley Baker, Ipkiss, I guess you people will call him.
That person's dead.
All right, but yeah, we
That
got
was my alter ego.
all right, so
I
we
know
got
those.
we got him with us tonight to share his story. And I mean, he came a long way, just like my buddy Will. I know he came from traumatic past and a lot of trouble too. So, all right, if anything, hey Stan, you mind introducing yourself?
My name is Stanley Baker. I've been in recovery since 2018, but I ain't been sober that long. Longest I've been sober is about a year and a half. Right now, I have 9 months sober. So.
Man,
Congratulations.
congratulations! Like 9 months is 9 months. You know
All right, no.
so. All right, so I guess the biggest question I got is how did you start?
2018. I was tired of going to jail, going to prison.
No.
Um,
We're gonna go further back. How did you start?
okay.
What
How did I start using?
got you to using drugs?
Marijuana at 13. Started drinking at 15. Um, and 16, 17, experiment with cocaine. At 18, I went in the military. Was in the military for 3 years. I served in Desert Storm. Then after that, I was 21, started messing around with cocaine again. And 2008, I discharged off of probation for the very first time. Then in 2012, I met the meth monster.
I believe that. I believe it. Wait, 2018.
2012.
2012. Okay, I'm like, wait, 2018. Okay, all right, 2012. And then how? And then in and out of jail, right? Just like how
Yeah.
I was. You were in and out of jail too, of course. I mean, like, right. I mean, since right now it's the holidays, how did it affect your life and your family's life?
Uh, Everything became terrible when I became induced by the meth monster. I call her Crystal. But I don't know what I dated. Remember Lori?
Yep. I remember.
I started dating Lori, and I knew she used it at that time. I was totally against it. I'm like, keep that shit away from me. I don't want nothing to do with it. But it was okay for me to do cocaine. So I would say within dating her, within like 9 months, I got drunk, came home from the bar one night. I said, call your guy. I want to try this shit. She's like, you're full of shit. And she brought over a mutual friend that you know, but I'm not even gonna mention his name. But I hit that thing, and I still describe methamphetamine the most psychological addicting drug I've ever encountered. To elaborate on that, I really can't. I'm not sure if Nicole's used methamphetamine, but I know what she did, so you can probably maybe relate to that. It's
Started it.
did you? Okay. Well, you can both relate. What it does to your brain, man, it's like unbelievable. So
For me,
after that,
that was heroin.
okay.
Like the first time I hit heroin, that was for me. It was like kind of like a love hate relationship. Like I knew eventually I'm gonna hate this shit, but man, I fucking love it right at that moment.
Mhm.
So
And
All right.
you sent me some pictures. I'm gonna put pictures up of course on during the video and everything. But um, how old were you doing that picture? With mullet, the mullet year, bro. What year was that?
Oh, that was my senior picture in high school. Yeah,
Clean,
18.
clean cut.
Oh yeah, I was clean. Yeah. Yeah.
And
so
then oh, go
I
ahead.
guess for your case, it's different for me because like I've never met somebody that just like said, yeah, I used, just started with one thing and kind of led to another. For me, it was a traumatizing experience to hide and numb the pain. For him, it was the
Mhm.
same thing, just kind of used one thing and it led to that. And once you got to that, you just knew, like, so that I think is a different aspect on of addiction too.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I can relate to that somewhat. Like I used methamphetamine to chase away my mental problems. I'm bipolar, schizophrenic. Um,
I believe that.
I used I used to hear voices a lot, and I thought methamphetamine would chase them away, but it only made them worse.
Mhm.
Um, some pain, I would say, when my dad died in 2016. Um, yeah, that really hit me really hard, and I became like I
More.
almost more into. That time I was dealing with a lot of dope, man. I can just tell you some stories. Me and Chi can relate to Wisconsin Dells, but anyway.
Oh,
But yeah, so in my first when I would start using methamphetamine, I wasn't working or nothing like that, and I became homeless the first time for years. Um, I didn't know how to feed my addiction, and I had a buddy that knew people in Minneapolis, and but he didn't want to fuck with meth. He just wanted to deal cocaine. I tried to talk him into it, tried to talk him into it. So in the meantime, I'm going around hustling, do what meth heads do, steal shit, scrapping. It's insanity, by the way. Now you realize it. So I started dealing it, and I've always dealt drugs like all of my life, and I know that lifestyle, and that was like probably another addicted to the lifestyle of gee, you can relate, you get control over people, man. People are hollering at you, people aren't doing anything like bringing you Scooby-Doo lunchboxes to trade for meth. I mean, come on, man.
And
It's
it's
just
the money you get.
mm.
It's that
yeah,
addiction as well,
yep, yeah. It's I describe addiction now as like insanity, man. It's just like super insane.
It,
I just
it is. It really is.
Yeah, so like I mean, for like I said, I'm gonna post the pictures up, of course. I mean, there's a few pictures you sent me that you were rough looking, bro. Like this one, for example. Um,
mhm.
I mean, there's a few of them. I gotta ask, were you sober in this one?
Show it again because you're on my TV and I can't see it. Oh no, fuck no. Look at my cheekbones, bro.
That's what I was saying. Like it's bad. Like
Uh,
you were. It was a bad time for you.
that
Like
was not long ago. That was right during the time I saw you and I came and got a phone. Remember when I had that truck? You
yep.
knew I was using that. I
Oh,
traded you Pokemon cards.
yeah, I remember that. And then also you sent pictures of you and your daughter and everything. And how did this affect her too? Then I mean,
She became an addict at 13.
Is
oof,
it because
she saw
we
dad
see
doing it.
dad doing it, and it's like we
She
want.
never saw, I hid it from her. Um, but kids get to a certain age, as you guys can relate, you got kids, they smart. They know what's
I do. I tried very hard
right.
to hide my addiction from my kids, but I don't know if you heard in the video. We were at Quick Trip, and my son pointed at the box and was like, "Hey, you use
Yeah,
those."
yeah, yeah, I did. I did watch that one. Yeah, yep, for
You know,
sure.
and then my daughter would sit down and say, she would watch me go down to the basement, and she would time it like, okay, if my mom's not back in 10, my parents lived across the way. She knew to, like, she had this whole plan, and this whole time I thought I was.
Trying to be sneaky and everything,
Yeah,
but you weren't. And
yeah.
then
Right.
so like you said, your daughter started at what age 13? You said, and did you like you said you hid it from her, but did you guys somehow wind up started using together then?
I did when she became an adult, but still, it was so weird
Yeah,
and became.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
would always say she's the one that brought it to me one day because she used to date.
Somebody, yeah, we know who it is. Yep.
Yeah, okay, and I was over at their house one day, and I've always smoked weed with her since she was like 16. That's to me that right now I don't smoke any weed because where I'm at, I have to take regular UAs, but I don't really think that's. If I could smoke weed, dude, I would never even think about even that whatsoever. But
I'm so
she
so.
goes, well, what about this, Dad? She hands the bug to me. I'm like, yeah. And like any every time, dude, we did it for like a year after that. And every time I did it, I'm like, this don't feel weird to you? It's like, no. But it did to me. And somewhat having whatever kind of conscience that you had in the back of your mind, having some morals. You know what I'm saying?
That
Exactly.
that voice is there in the back,
Like,
regardless how you look at it.
this is my daughter. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be more like.
Right, right.
This
Now
what
is
about this
your.
one? It's is that were you guys
That is an ex girlfriend of mine. Her name is Victoria. She's
yeah.
probably watching. I told her to watch. But that was one of the relationships that I got into when I got out of prison in 2020. That's when I went to the Dripless Sober House.
Mhm.
Big shout out to Dripless Recovery, man. Them people are saviors. But anyway, I had promised myself a whole year of sobriety before I even stepped into a relationship. Um, I don't even know how I even met her. I think I met her at Huska Park when I was going down there, being sober, handing out cards to people from Dripless. We were down there, say, hey, we're not pushing nothing on you. You can't push nothing, no sobriety on anybody. You lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Exactly.
And I think I saw her, and I hit up on Messenger, and I started using. Then we had a relationship, and it was very toxic. I became a fucking narcissistic fucking asshole that I never realized until she actually brought it up to me, and then I didn't even know what narcissistic meant. So I looked it up on the internet. I'm like, damn, holy fuck, that is me. So, but yeah, but now she got sober. She's been sober for a year now. She's back. She's living with her parents somewhere, and she's about to have a baby.
Watching,
Congratulations
congratulations
to
to
you, for real. I
you.
mean,
No. It's not. Hey, not. It's not mine.
No,
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 no, no,
no.
no, saying
If
for her.
she's
No,
watching,
if she's
Oh
watching,
yeah, for sure.
congrats. I mean
Yes.
that means a lot. So I mean, and then
My question is now, where is your daughter?
She's in lacrosse.
Is she in recovery, or are we still?
She is. That's one thing about my daughter. She really idolizes her father, and she's always tried to follow in my footsteps. I abandoned her quite a few times when she was growing up. I went to prison, and when she was 13, she hit me and said, "Dad, all you give a fuck you about chasing money and chasing bitches and dope because you were never here." And that hit me, and so I started trying to become a better father, and I have been. So she always tried to follow me about. She was chasing the dream about smoking dope, running the streets, fucking dealing dope. But I would think to her that, well, when I was in drug court, she did well, and I was sober. And it seems like when I do that, she does. I think about a couple months ago, I haven't spoke to her because she sent me a really nasty message about paying child support, and her mom still gets it because it's arrears. But she's 22 years old.
Mhm.
She's 22. It's time for you to be adulting and get a job. You don't want your life.
Yeah.
right,
She had messaged me because she sees the same therapist I do at Triplets Recovery. His name is Brett Knudsen. Great guy. She's like, Dad, I'm going to see Brett. I'm like, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I'm going to go to school for what you're going to school for right now. Are you proud of me? I said, absolutely, I'm proud of you. So where it's gone from there, I don't know. I don't let her make me feel guilty anymore because a long time ago, that's how I relapsed. So I just don't allow that guilt. I'm doing what I can. I did the best I can. I came here where I'm at in Janesville a year ago, and she really didn't want me to come. I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, you want Dad to get right, correct? She's like, yeah. I said, well, I gotta go. And ever since I left there, her whole fucking life has fell apart. So
Relate to you on that, the guilt, because I had a lot of guilt for a long time because I had my children during my addiction and they watched me, not out. And I think,
right,
and then I finally had to realize, I can't blame myself because hell, I was 20 something years old having a kid, 3 kids at that. Nobody handed me a freaking user manual and said, this is how life's supposed to be. This is how you're supposed to raise kids. And shit happens, but I always tell myself, at least I got sober. That's the one thing I can say I did. So I
I
relate.
promised my dad on his deathbed that I would get sober and get my shit together, and I did. It took me a couple more years to do it, but
hey, it's better late
my
than
dad,
that's the thing. It's
right,
better.
my dad was like my rock. That's where I learned everything about how strong I am. No matter if you fall down, dust yourself up, get the fuck back up, and move on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, I feel like your dad is more proud of you now than like let's
Oh
say.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, he's proud of you now because I mean, you could be dead.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You could still be using, and I mean, it's cold outside right now. You could be dead. You could be freezing to death. Still trying to hustle, but the thing is, when you're hustling, the only thing you're hustling is for your next high. It ain't for the money no more. After that, it's just for the next high. It's not for the cash no more. It's
I've learned with the money, it all disappears when you go back to prison because everything gets taken from you and it goes nowhere. So
And I'm
then I
glad.
had the insanity. The last time I dealing drugs, I was gonna invest the money and buy this used car dealership. Well, guess what? That didn't work. I got busted in Boston somewhere. Got into a high speed chase, ran into a swamp, got caught eventually, but we all do.
I mean, I'm glad that we have you on because with you being so early in sobriety, maybe you can help people who are either where you're at or a little bit behind you on how are you handling sobriety
how
in
are you
the
handling the
holidays
urges?
and on the
Oh,
holidays.
and holidays have never really like Well, I went to many a Christmas. I remember Nicole, you mentioned too about when you were at your family's house and you went in the bathroom. I'm like, I didn't fucking do that, and I thought about it. Yeah, I did a couple times at my mom's house because I was I was sitting in a chair and I was fucking nodding out. My mom goes, "Are you okay? It's 10 o'clock in the morning." And I'm like, "I gotta go to the bathroom." So what I do, I didn't have my bulb on me, but I had some, and I went in there and stored it. So yeah, it's like I'm still in contact with my mom. My mom is 78.
That's awesome.
Mom's not doing so great. I mean, she's not going to be here forever, but you know, she's always been had my back. She's probably the only one in my family that supports me because my other two brothers, they're fucking alcoholics. They think it's okay, and meth, you can just say no, and you can just stop. They don't understand the addiction part of it.
Yeah, it's not. It's not easy.
Exactly.
It's definitely it's not easy. And
Do they live here in Wisconsin?
Yeah, they live in Cross.
Yeah,
yeah,
see, that's the one thing that's wrong with this
yeah.
state is we accept it so much
I mean,
that
I mean,
people who can go drink all day long and stuff, they're okay, they're great, they're
yeah.
great people, but
Well, I
you
mean, like
know,
everyone already knows we're in lacrosse, but it's like lacrosse, we're known for the almost like the drunkest city. I mean, that's plain and
we're in the
simple.
Guinness Book World Record for the most
Well,
part.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Crazy.
we
It's
just had
stupid.
a
Mhm.
pub crawl
Yeah,
downtown.
started at
So
2, ends at 11, something like that. So I
yeah,
mean, like after we post this video, I mean, like you share it with your mom, man. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to watch this. Excuse me.
I'm gonna send her the link. She'll probably cry, but it's all good. But she knows I've been doing big things since I've been here. So, you know, and just one thing, like anybody that's early in recovery, it's like when I first started drug court, like the first 6 months, dude, I was a hot mess. Dude, I was like, I was still dealing dope, but not using. But that never lasted. The first 6 months of drug court, I wasn't getting it. I didn't give a fuck. And then my boy Brett Canucci, my therapist, man, he just started talking to me about things. When you're early in recovery, man, you want to give up hope, and there's hope.
Mhm.
Trust me, the grass is greener on the other side. You two are accessible to that. So I've known Chi for like it
Years.
seems like a million years. So we played spade and jail together, and
Yeah.
he sucked and I sucked, so whatever.
It was bad, man. I had to learn. I had to lose food. I had to lose food to learn how to play spades.
Right, right, yeah, because you had to eat. That's one of the instincts you got to do in jail. If you ain't, you got to have some kind of a hustle. If
Mhm.
nobody's taking care of you, then you better figure out something. You're gonna starve. So
that's why I never got caught because I would have made it.
Yeah, you would have been screwed.
I have a sensitive stomach, a very
you never experienced jail or prison at all?
no, I have not. I have been
Good for
handcuffed
you.
many of times
She got
and
she's
put
lucky.
in cop cars many of times, but by the grace of the Lord up above, I don't know how I managed. I'm very thankful for that every day. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
she
know I
definitely
wouldn't have
got lucky,
been.
that's for sure.
I am not jail material.
But
So this is my third semester in school.
oh,
First 2 semesters, 3.8. This semester, I'm aiming for a 4.0. My what I'm doing is substance abuse education. It's just a technical diploma because I don't want to be a counselor. And next to what I'm getting to, I found my calling. I found my purpose. I want to be a peer support specialist for veterans and people in recovery.
And
Um,
I'm glad that you say that because may she rest in peace, my sister. I used to always try to get her to get sober, and I'm pretty sure there is a lot of people who are in addiction that say that. Like I've been in and out of jail. I don't have this or I don't have that. Well, here is two examples of men that've been in and out of jail, in and out of prison, addicted to drugs, selling drugs, and look at both of them are going to college. So there is no excuse once you like no excuse to get sober is what I guess I'm
mhm.
trying to say. You know what I mean?
it's
Like
hard. It's very hard because all of us addicts, we want to go back to the easy life,
Mm,
not work,
yep.
responsibility of adulting. I heard Chi on one of his shows, and it sucks, man. Fuck Christmas.
it
It does.
does. It
Adult
does suck. It's boring
But
as
it's adult. It's adulting now. I mean, we got to grow up. And I get it. I
I,
don't have any gifts to really for
I
anybody to buy.
Mhm.
my bills are paid. I'm not out there in the freezing cold and I get to talk to my family. And so for me, I may not go out and party and do whatever, and I may be in bed by 8:30, but I love it.
Mhm.
I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
And if anybody is interested, anybody can become a certified peer specialist. I am licensed by the state of Wisconsin to be a peer support specialist. The website, I don't even know. Just Just Google Wisconsin Peer Support Specialist. It's a 60-hour course. It's pretty grueling, but it's pretty cool. It's a paid position now, believe it or not. And it's a paid position in the VA. So being a veteran, that's going to be even better for me. So
And anybody that
yeah,
wants to reach out to him because they feel they can relate more to him,
Because I mean, you're still fresh in recovery,
he is
so
a wonderful person.
hmm
This is actually my first time seeing you, so it's great to put a face to a name, but
we met one time before at O'Reilly's.
Yep.
Remember? Yeah. That's my daughter almost ran you over. And
It's
she got
You see this?
mad.
oh,
That was
oh,
yeah.
yeah, that was a lot going on. But still,
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I know he'll reach out or he'll answer any questions. I mean, I know
Yeah,
that
that's what I do. I don't like to. Sometimes I don't know everything, but what I speak realness and 100 and from lived experience.
from
Um,
experience,
that's,
that's the main
yeah,
thing.
that's the thing with peer support specialists. We're here to support you as much as we can. I change my language. I don't say how can I help you, as how can I support you. So
Yeah.
what does recovery look like for you? What do you want in your recovery? A lot of people that go to treatment now, they're forced to do this, and they have no say.
That's what we talked about because I went through the methadone clinic and everything, and my counselor, she was great and everything, loved her to death, but I related more to one of the other counselors because he had the experience through it. So
Right.
when we would talk, it just felt like, okay, this person actually does understand me. And I'm not trying to judge anyone who's, a counselor or whatever, and it doesn't have that experience. It just sometimes it is a little easier
Well, I mean,
to
because
talk someone
well,
who has that.
that's because like I said, no offense to any counselors or anything, but like they read stuff from a book.
Yeah.
Man,
Like
they're school educated.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can relate. Yeah.
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 So that's the thing I didn't like when I was in counseling. It's like
Counseling.
yeah, you guys were from reading from books saying, oh, this is
Right.
what this kind of drugs affects this and this and this is this and this is like, dude, if
Well,
you really haven't been through it, you can't really.
you shouldn't have robbed from your family. You should have been able to control your urges and everything.
Yeah,
Well, hell, do you know what that urge is like? My skin is
yeah,
crawling.
I
My
never
bones are
understood
aching.
that. Yeah.
So
That's why I shopped around and I found a therapist that went through it, and he's an ex-addict himself. It's Brett Knudsen. That man he's a godsend, bro.
do
He's the man.
Well,
Awesome guy. I love him to fucking death.
so I guess I want to ask too. So you said 2018. So what was the final straw? Like what made you say, all right, I'm done. I'm just done.
The last time I went to prison during COVID. She's been in prison. Listen, there's regular prison and there's COVID prison.
Yeah.
COVID prison was absolutely terrible. That's the longest I ever did in prison this time, 3.5 years, because ERP got shut down.
Mhm.
So the longer I thought in there, I'm like, man, I gotta get my fucking life together. Because when I graduated drug court in late 2019, I think, I was in it for a year and a half. Dude, within 3 months, I went and got dope, and I was back in the Dell, slinging dope again, and I was back in prison with fucking 3 months. Thought I could fucking control it. I had this big fucking Ponzi scheme. I was gonna go buy a used car dealership and go legit, and that shit's insane. No, that was it right there.
Yeah, that's good. Like we said, I
And
mean,
I got into a high speed chase, and I flipped the car about 10 times, and yeah, so
you're
I
very
was
lucky to be alive.
yeah,
Very lucky.
I'm blessed,
you
Yes.
definitely are. I mean, someone's up there is watching over you. That's for sure. Your dad.
right? That's what I think what it was too, for real. So
He's like, you're not going out like this, son. You got more of a purpose in life,
Yep,
and
yep.
it's time for you to wake up and see. And
And you found your purpose.
right,
God, you
yep,
But
exactly.
all right.
Well,
So
thank you so much for coming on.
and sharing your story. I
And
like I said, I'll be posting this, and I hope you can share this with your mom. Okay.
Right. If you all want me to come back, let me know. I'm down. So
All right.
definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
As soon as we get
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
All right. Merry Christmas. And
Merry
so I just want to say
Christmas.
thank you all for coming, and I appreciate y'all for taking the time to come in and watch our video. And thank you again for Stanley for coming in. So thank you one, and thank you all for coming to the
Recovery.
Chicho. Oh.
All right, later, y'all.
Yay.